It's inevitable that the body and the world come into focus. Before, everything is out of focus. Yeah. There are no edges. It's inevitable that the body and the world come into clear focus in order to act. But it is not necessary to conceptualize that experience in terms of separate objects and selves. If you need the concept of a separate object...
Well, that's really the core of my question. Do you need the concept of a body in order to act?
No. No, you don't. You, in fact, most of the time when you act, there is no concept of a body. To take an example where... take an example of an emergency, where you have to act spontaneously and immediately. There's no concept of a body there.
Yes.
There's just perception and action. There's not time for thought. The thought comes in afterwards. Oh, I did this. But during the moment there is no I, there is no this, there is just perception and action. You have no
yes.
knowledge of being a body. I mean, now, just take the visual field that you are experiencing now. How much of the visual field is taken up by your body? How much of your body are you seeing?
Nothing at all.
Almost nothing. And the only other form in which the body is appearing to you is a little vibration. It's a fraction of your total experience now. But just to go back to your question, it's important to distinguish between a concept and a belief. The body is a concept. I am the body is a belief. The concept of the body is not a problem. The belief I am the body is a problem. So it's not concepts that are the problem. It's the belief that concepts refer to something that is real.
Is a concept just something which is sort of a pragmatic thing then?
A concept is a thought. Any word, a house, a chair, a person, a car, a light, a thought. All of these are concepts. That to believe that the concept chair refers to an object that really exists as it is conceived with its own independent existence. That belief is problematic because the chair, as it is conceptualized, doesn't actually exist in the way it is conceptualized. That doesn't invalidate the need for concepts. It's necessary to have concepts of chairs, of cars, of houses, of people. It's necessary for practical purposes. But to believe that those concepts actually relate to what is real in experience, that is the problem. And that is true of all concepts except one. And that is the concept I, or awareness, or consciousness. These concepts are concepts that do refer to something that is real. The concept a house or a chair or an object, they're concepts, but they have no referent, no counterpart in our actual experience. So to believe that a concept refers to something that is actually real is a problem. It's the belief, not the concept, that is the problem.
Why is it in some cases it's quite easy to see this? For example, if we have a dream, we wake up for a dream, there's no hesitation in thinking that the dream was something real.
That the dream was
real.
That it was real. The dream was real, you're quite right.
Yes.
Now what was its reality?
But what I meant was, when we wake up from the dream, we no longer believe that the dream was a real event.
It wasn't a real event, but it was a real dream.
A real dream, yes.
Yes. Now, as an event, it didn't take place. But as a dream, it took place. It had a reality to it.
Right.
Yes. Now, what was the reality of the dream? In other words, when I say the reality, what was it made of? There was something there. Have a dream now. Visualize a Caribbean beach. Yeah? That's how a dream takes place, as an image. Now, you have the image of the Caribbean beach. Now, the Caribbean beach is not there. Yes? Nevertheless, the image is there.
Right.
So the Caribbean beach is unreal. But the image, there is something that is real about the image. What is its reality? It's made of something. What is it made of?
I would call it, I don't know, awareness, dream stuff.
It's made of awareness. It's made of consciousness. The consciousness is the only substance that is present in the image of the Caribbean beach. So the Caribbean beach itself is unreal, but it has a reality to it. Now, we think that when we actually go to the physical beach, we think, the beach I dreamt of was unreal, but this physical beach that I now visit on my summer holiday, that is real. But that's a mistake, because even when we visit the actual Caribbean beach, its reality is still only consciousness.
Why is it more difficult to see that than it is in a dream situation? Well, you immediately know, okay, the dream happened and real in that sense. But when you wake up, you said, well, the dream wasn't really real. It was just appearance in consciousness.
What is this other than an appearance in consciousness?
It doesn't got the same conviction as a dream. So I'm really getting at.
But that's a very good question. Go to this experience now, the experience you're having now, and ask yourself, is there anything there other than an appearance in consciousness?
I'd say my mind tells me, no, there's nothing there except awareness.
No, but don't ask your mind what it thinks, because mind has all sorts of strange ideas about experience.
Yeah.
You ask your experience, this experience now, is there anything present now other than an appearance of a room in consciousness?
To be truthful, I don't know. All I can say is there are appearances.
Yes.
Where they come from, I'm not sure.
Where they come from, okay, you're not sure where they come from, but nevertheless, when they are present, they must be appearing in or on something.
Yes.
Yes? What are they appearing in or on?
They're appearing in consciousness,
Okay.
because I'm aware of it. Not the problem, the difficulty is knowing that to be consciousness, as opposed to just appearing in consciousness.
Okay, all right. So the first step is this appearance appears in consciousness, but there still, at this stage, seems to be a distinction between the appearance and consciousness.
Yes.
We've understood that the appearance takes place in consciousness, but it still seems to be something separate from it, like a cloud appearing in the sky. The cloud is one thing, the sky is another thing. So now we come a little bit closer to the appearance. So you go now to this, it's a site, yeah? The appearance takes the shape of the site of this room. Yeah? Now go to the site, look around and ask yourself, is there anything, any substance present in the site of this room other than the experience of seeing?
No, there's just experience.
It's the experience of seeing.
Right.
Yeah? That's all there is. Our only knowledge of this room, the current appearance, in fact the current appearance of the world, is the experience of seeing. Yeah? Now ask yourself, is there any substance present in the experience of seeing other than the knowing of it?
Yes, it's a knowing of it.
It's just the knowing of it. So we thought it's a room, then we realized no, It's just the appearance of the room, the sight of the room. And then we realize all there is to the sight of the room is the seeing of it. All there is to the seeing of it is knowing. Now go back to the room, but keep this feeling understanding. All there is the knowing of this experience. All there is pure consciousness.
There's a sort of, sorry to come back to it.
No, please keep coming back to it until it's clear.
Yeah, reason tells me that it cannot be otherwise. But I'm still
but
not
reason,
absolutely clear.
But hang on. First of all, the journey we've just taken was, we didn't reason it out, we went there in our experience.
Well, that's what I'm finding.
So both experience and reason tell us that all there is in experience is knowing or consciousness.
Am I confusing experience with reason? Because when we went to exercise, that's what it was. Just a reasoning process.
Okay.
So therefore I must be mixing the two together.
Okay, let's take another approach. Just look around you, the sight of the room or the sight of the world. Can you point to something in your experience other than the knowing of it?
No.
How do you know there is anything other than knowing, if that's all you experience?
No, I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, that's the thing I come back to. I don't know.
You don't know, but what then becomes of your conviction that there is a world made out of matter, or a mind made out of mind stuff?
Well, my conviction isn't that. My conviction is I don't know. There's no evidence for it.
There's no evidence. What is there evidence for?
That there's an experience.
What is the only certainty in life? What is the only thing you can be absolutely sure of?
That I'm aware of something.
No, not that you
What
are
I'm aware.
Not that you are aware of something, because you never find the something.
Okay, that I'm aware.
That you're aware.
Mm.
There is awareness. Yes? And if there is awareness, awareness must be present. So there is awareness and being. That is the only certainty.
Yes.
Why not just stick to that? Just stick to that. If that's the only thing you're sure of, then invest your security, your certainty in that alone. It's okay still to have the concept of a world, the concept of a body, all these things, but don't believe that those concepts are true. They're relatively true, they're useful for practical purposes, but stick with your experience. The only thing we can be absolutely certain of is that there is consciousness and being. In fact, there is a third certainty. There is consciousness, there is being, and the consciousness of pure being is peace.
Okay.
Just stick with that. It's your simple experience. Just stick with it.
Thanks.